All right. This is Clint from the Doorway 2, hanging out with Pamela. What do you like to be called? Pam? Is that okay?
It's okay, Pam. I like it.
Okay. No problem. From Scold, thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Why don't you tell a little bit about yourself, what you do in the band, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. So I'm Pam, Pamela, or Pamela, if you say it in Italian. I'm a singer in school. We're a band from Italy, from a region called Romagna, which is in the center near Bologna, and we are a metal band. And tonight I'm alone because my other bandmates are busy. Here it's a Sunday night, so I think they are out drinking, having aperitivo, I guess. But
Hey,
I'm very happy to be here.
we have somebody from the band here. It's the singer. It's awesome. I don't care. Thank you for being here. So the first question I'm going to have is, how do you describe the band sound to someone that's never heard it before? How would you describe the band?
Okay, so I already told that. Well, I apologize for my English. I will do my best. So, but if I do something wrong, excuse me. So we're a metal band. We play death metal. The band started in 2019, and the aim was like playing death metal in the vibes of Scandinavian death metal bands. But we all come from the punk, more from the punk scene than from the metal scene. So we all grew up with metal, listening to metal, but we have a long story of playing in punk bands, crust bands. So I think what is very particular in our band is that we play metal, but we have a very strong punk attitude. And I think it's something particular. And then I am the singer, so we play. The music is very violent, but there's a female vocals, so it's something different too.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. So next question is between the two records, so between the Portal record and the new record Abyss, I kind of want to talk about them because they're slightly different to me. So the first one kind of to me has more of a kind of crusty death metal kind of vibe. The new one, I hear a lot of hardcore and thrash metal elements in it mixed in with it. So was it intentional on purpose to kind of add that more thrashy kind of hardcore vibe to it, where like before it was more like a punk metal band, in my opinion?
So no, well, it was intentional, but not very intentional, because we are still every record. I think we are still experimenting stuff. So we have a really huge variety of listening. So we listen to that metal, we listen to crust, we listen to thrash metal. So I think. It's true that the Portal is Open was more into the crust stuff, and also the choice we made for the mixing with Wolfberg, who is a Swedish sound engineer, gave this crust punk vibe to the record. And for this record, we were very into like, okay, we want to do a really metal record, and so I think it's true what you say, that you heard that there's a difference, but we are still experimenting. There's one coming. I'm impressed. I am very impressed. Luca,
You're muted, Luca. So if you want to talk, so
hello.
Hey. Does it work now?
Yeah, we can hear you perfect. Thanks. Glad for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. Anyway, Paul, finish what you were saying, and then we can bring Luca into the mix for this.
Now we were saying that Clint noticed that there is a difference between the Portal is Open and Abyss Goes to Abyss. The Portal is Open is more crust, and the new record is more metal. And I said, yes, finally we wanted to do a more metal. We are always joking, saying that we are two punk for the metal scene and two metal for the punk scene. So with this record, we tried really. We wanted to do something more that sounded more metal. Also with the solos, with some of the composing stuff. I don't know, Luca, if you want to
Yeah,
add something.
that's
Yeah.
probably my fault. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
true.
remember myself on the
Yeah.
T-shirt. It's pretty somehow. But regarding the previous record, to be honest, I don't have much to say because I wasn't in the band.
Right.
I joined later, and almost as a joke because I joined as a fill-in for the other member, Rappo, who lives in Berlin. And then we started rehearsing, and then we came up with riffs, and everything melted together. So like, oh, that's cool. That's mellow as fuck. Let's do it. And then it all went, on the down the rabbit hole of metal stuff. And
Cool.
I think we made something cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh.
no, it's fun because he asked, was it intentional? I said it was intentional, but not very
That
intentional.
much.
It depends.
No,
We are
perfect.
always experimenting.
Yeah. So Luca, why don't you introduce yourself, what you do in the band, so everybody knows
Yeah.
while we're talking.
Hello, everyone. I'm Luca. I'm the third guitar player. And I like riffs and dive bombs
Cool.
and
No, awesome.
squeals,
Thank you.
and that's pretty much what I do.
Nice.
Yes, and he joined, and as he said, he joined the band like 2 years ago. For helping us live because Rappo, there are Rappo and Monty, and Rappo is living in Berlin, so it was difficult for us to play live. But then we started like composing the record, and now we have 3 guitar players, and that's also something that changed the sound because Luca brought a lot of really metal and hardcore cool stuff. He's a
That's
huge
awesome.
fan of Pantera.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so this kind of is perfect. You actually came in right at the right time. I had a question about the guitars, so maybe
Yeah.
you just knew it. Maybe you just knew to
Yeah.
come at this time. So that was perfect. So anyway, I love the mix of like the Swedish buzzsaw guitars with more of the kind of like hardcore, crusty elements mixed in as well. Was it hard to like mix those 3 different styles together to bring this new record together?
Not at all. Like it
Cool.
all went like natural. And thing is, we didn't use an HM2, which is strange, but no HM2 during the recording. But everything melted really nice together, really naturally. So, which is cool. I mean, I'm a guitar nerd, and I like more tweaking pedals and amps and guitars than actually playing. But I don't know. Everything came out naturally.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, at times it has the most amazing old school carcass guitar sounds. So like you made me smile a lot. Like like that dirty, ugly old when they were almost grindcore but weren't really a grindcore band. Like that's the kind of tones I heard. So like I love that. The fact that you didn't use an HM2 pedal to get those tones is pretty impressive. So
yeah, actually I wanted to use something to record the guitars, and then our bass player who recorded everything because he has a studio at home. He was like, no, use this one. I was like, okay. And then it was magical, and it sounded like I wanted it to be. So a totally different setup than what I'm used to, but it worked.
Cool. So Pam, next question's for you actually. So I want to talk about the vocals a bit. So I love that you do kind of this snarly, crusty punk meets kind of death metal vocals. When you're writing songs, some of them are very crusty, some of them are very death metal. Like that you can hear the difference of what you're doing. Do you kind of think about it, or you just let the music take the vocals where they go? So
no, well, I am a bass player, so when I think about the vocals, I think as a bass player. So I first hear the music and then I think about the vocals. And we practice, we kind of practice a lot. So a lot of the songs are born in the practice room all together. So usually the composing process is like they start with the riff, we start building the song, and then I start thinking about the vocals. So that's why it depends on the vibe of the song. So it's you understood very well the mood
Cool.
of the vocals.
Nice. You remind me a lot of a singer called Karen Crisis in a band called Crisis. I don't know if you know who they are
I
at
know I
all.
have the book
Oh,
of Caring Crisis
yeah,
because she's
she's
also a witch.
yeah. Your vocal style reminds me a lot of the early Crisis stuff. So like it's
Yeah.
really cool to me. Like when I hear that, like I grew up in New York and played in New York City all the time. So I used to play with them, and like it just brings back fond memories of that kind of days of playing live. So
Oh, thank you. I take it as a total compliment because when the first record of Crisis came out, it arrived here in Italy, and I had this record, and when I heard it for the first time, I was, what the fuck? What is this vocals? I was totally crazy about it. So thank you.
oh
And I am a big fan of Karin as a witch, and as a,
yeah,
she wrote a book about Italian magic. So
yes, she did. Well, she was married to the guitar player of a couple of different bands. So in Italy. So
hmm.
that's cool. Next thing I kind of want to talk about is why the move from World Eater to Time to Kill. Like it looks like you jumped to a new label. Was there a particular reason to do that, or was World Eater just not interested at this point in time? I'm just kind of curious why after 2 years jump into a new label.
No, it's a very good question. So, as you might notice, all our all everything related to Skull sometimes it's always not decisional. Things happen. We are not.
Yeah, totally.
We are punks, so we are in that vibe. So now we did the record. The portal is open with World Eater. Because they are friends from France, and it was a very good opportunity to release the record. But there is always something weird about us because we released the first record, the EP. We released the record. It came out the 20th of February 2020, and then there was the lockdown. So, second record, it was released, and then 3 months later, we got in touch with Time to Kill, and when Enrico heard the record, he said, "Wow, I want to do a record with you, but it has to be quick."
Okay.
And so we released. We did a tour. We did all the promotion for The Portal is Open, but then we came home from the tour last summer 2024,
Yeah.
and we started immediately composing the new album because we had like a schedule and it had to be out in early 2026. So it was like something not decided. We had a very good experience with World Eater, but then Time to Kill came, and it was a bigger opportunity for us, and we said, okay, let's go.
Luca, you have anything you want to add to that, or
Yeah, it actually it was. I'm almost traumatic, but in a good way, because we came home from tour in August 2024. We chilled a little for like 2 weeks because we had to. And then we went straight back to the rehearsal space. Okay, we've got less than a year to compose a new record, record it. Yeah, and like we composed everything, and we started recording in last June 2020.
May 2022.
And by July the record was done. We mixed it in September. No, I think, yeah. And
for us, it was a good boost because usually we are not very well organized, and having a schedule and timeline,
and we lose time.
Was very, very good for us.
Nice.
Yeah, you got this much time.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Luca?
We were like, okay, guys, we have this much time to make a record, so it's gotta be quick. It's gotta be good. Let's do it.
Cool. I was just gonna say, Time to Kill seems to really back you guys, and they're really pushing a lot of bands lately. So it's very cool to see like that. And
it's also cool to have an Italian label
Hmm.
Nice.
to help us, because it's not easy being an Italian metal band in Europe,
sure.
or especially in Italy. So having someone who treats you well, is a good friend, and gives you opportunities, it's
Yeah. And I have a
really
really
cool.
good, well, the owner, the boss, Rico, he comes from the punk scene, so we know him since a lot of time. So also the attitude and everything, the politic, it fits with us. And then something I really like is that they know exactly, and they tell us exactly what to do. Because
Okay.
also labels, we come from the DIY, we have a big DIY experience. I had a label, also I had a distro, the other guys, everybody were also into the DIY record labels, but everything has changed.
Mhm.
So it's not only releasing the record and trading it. There's also the promotion, something that it's a word that I don't know because I'm I have a certain age, and so having somebody with a big experience that said, "Okay, you do this, you do this, you do this post." Also, all the social media stuff for us is a very good help, and I think they are doing a great job. We are very
Nice.
happy.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm 52, so like I said, I'm older. I feel the same way. You got to be friends with the label. I'm signed to a label in the UK called Aesthetic Death, and if I wasn't friends with the owner, I wouldn't be working with him. Like literally,
Of course, of
like,
course.
yeah, I need to know that stuff. Like I need to know that he's got my back, and that's great that a label like this is doing that for you too. So
Yes.
cool. So the next question I have is, I hear a lot of different bands in Scold. So I kind of want to talk about the bands I hear and then what has inspired you or influenced you to get here. So I'm going to just mention 3 bands in general. If I mix these 3 bands together, I feel like you could almost be this love child of this kind of mixture of music. All right. So first is Carcass, like we talked about already. I hear a lot of Carcass worship. Creator, like old school Creator, I hear a lot of. And then there's a crust punk band from the US and Tennessee called His Hero Is Gone.
Okay.
And like I hear a ton of that in your music. Vocals, guitars, the drumming, everything. So if I mix those 3 bands together, like I almost feel like that's what I'm listening to, and you bring me back to my youth of like loving those kind of bands. What
you.
bands inspired you to do this?
Luca, you want to
I
start?
think the common band for every member, Sepultura.
Yes.
First
Yes.
and foremost is Sepultura for everybody.
Yes.
And
Then
also
Entombed,
Entombed.
I would say that's also a big reference for us.
Bolt Thrower.
Yes.
Love
I
Bolt
mean,
Thrower.
the old classics.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, for me and Monty, the guitar player, Hatebreed, and all the
Nice.
hardcore, Walls of Jericho, the old riff-based hardcore stuff.
No, as I said, we have a lot of
Stuff.
different stuff. You said Easier Is Gone. I love Easier Is Gone. I love Tragedy. So I'm more on the crust punk side. And we mix. And for me, my favorite metal type is like thrash metal. For them, it's more death metal. So it's a very big mix of stuff.
Yeah. Like, for example, my favorite band of all time is Alice in Chains.
Nice. Yeah.
Like everybody knows that, and I tell that to everyone I meet, because I mean, Jerry Cantrell is a riff lore for me, and then it all went downhill from that. Like from that to Metallica, to Sepultura, to Pantera,
Gotcha.
and then
Yeah.
Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah.
And
There
actually,
is no
Meshuggah.
shame.
Yeah.
There
The
is
crossing
no
point.
shame in loving Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no shame at all. Good.
No,
Anyway,
no. The point, the crossing point of all our path, I think it's Sepultura.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
they are punks playing metal, so we really have them as a big reference.
you can hear early Sepultura, like all the way up to like Beneath the Remains in your music.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't disagree at all. So yeah.
Yeah, they're like the proto death metal crust band of. I mean, they invented what came after, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. those first couple of records are just they're punk metal records, like they're punk
Yeah.
death metal. Like that's what they are. No, I totally agree.
And
Cool.
and we feel them also politically and geographically, because it's a band from
Yeah.
Brazil and we are a band from Italy. So
I
there's
get it.
also
No.
this thing that is from the identity of a band.
Cool. So how would you say the band is different from album to live on the stage? I've never get to see you live yet, so I just kind of like what would you say the big difference, like me listening to a record and seeing you live?
More raw, I think.
Faster, because
Yeah.
our drummer, he likes to go faster. So
Absolutely faster, totally.
we have this big impact of a band experienced. We like small stages because we like the energy of the concert. So the really being in the crowd but it's also, well, I think so I can say that from about them, it's very solid. So it's violent, but it's also technical.
Yeah, it's louder and
Well,
faster.
it's what they say to us, like that everything comes out really solid.
All right, awesome. So I want to talk about the video for the Blink because it's kind of unsettling as hell. I just want to say that for sure.
Yeah, it's
It's
a little
not
disturbing.
it's the first video clip for us for our life, so we were very excited about it. When Time to Kill told us you have to do a video, we were like, okay.
Nice. No. So I wanted to ask because like it's basically these women in red dancing, doing like kind of ritualistic odd dancing in different scenes. Like how does it play into the song? Like, are you happy with it overall? When I watched it, I feel like it's just very unsettling to watch. So
Yeah, no, we are very happy. So the song, the Blink, the main inspiration is the history of Circe, who was a sorceress, and she was confined in an island where she discovered her powers. Then she could speak with animals. So the main the idea is this. So when we thought about doing a video, well, what is funny is that everything in this video is really DIY. So we filmed in a beach which is near here where we live, where we go during the summer. So we went there. It's the only beach which is that is still come si dice selvaggia, wild.
Like, wild.
And then we have a friend, and she's a dance teacher, and those dancers are her students. So the idea was to recreate this island, this desert island atmosphere with these dancers that are like evil creatures that interact with the nature and with the spirit of the song. And I really liked it. It's true that it's strange because you don't expect it from a metal band, but with the red and the black and this strange dance and everything, it came out. It's something you are impressed. So it's something very original, and we were very, very happy. And it was all made with friends, because also the filmmaker is a friend of ours from Bologna, Silvia. So it was DIY, and it was a very funny evening. And then the live parts were filmed in a venue near here in Cesena called Magazzino Parallelo, where Matteo and some friends, Matteo the drummer, organize shows. So it was everything in the family.
Cool. Luca, you want to add anything to it, or
no? I think everything.
Cool.
Everything.
Nice. All right. So I want to talk about two songs in particular and kind of get feedback on them. One is off the new record. One is off the last record. So we're going to start with the new record first. So my favorite song is Wear the Night as a Velvet Cloak. And the reason why that's my favorite song is if I was to play a song for somebody and say, this is Scold, that would be that song. It like mixes every element of your band in that song. Can you kind of talk to me how that song came to be and a little bit about that song?
I agree with what you said because it melts everything we do in one single song. Um, Monty, the other guitar player, came out with a riff,
Nice.
and he had the riff playing like every time he tried to transition there. And we had finished a song. He was like, "Oh, let's gonna use my riff." Of course. Then he started playing the riff, and I learned it. And then our drummer tail went along, and it all came out like easily. That's it. Like in 2 or 3 rehearsals,
Mm.
the song was done.
And also the vocals there were very easy. So
Yeah.
it was it's I think it's a song that it's true that gives the vibe of school because it's very immediate.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Like, and your vocals are all the different styles you do in that song, which is
Yeah.
really cool. Like, you get the crusty parts, you get the death metal parts, you get those hardcore elements going on. It's really cool. So thank you for that. The other song that I want to talk about is on the first record, the Portal record. It's In Depths of Fear, and I feel like that. So wait, that song is the song that made me realize you are punks and grindcore lovers at heart. All right, like it is the blast beats and just the brutality of that song made me love it. So can you kind of talk about that song now, Luca? I know you weren't on it, but like,
Yeah.
can you kind of talk about how you feel about that song as well too?
Well, the biggest grindcore lover of the band is Chuf, the bass player. So I don't remember actually how it came out. And but it's true, it's one of my favorite ones. Also live, I think is one of the past set we did. It was my favorite one. Also because that it has this also the vibe when the vocal is alone and everything. It's but I don't know how it came out because sometimes there are songs. I think it was one of those songs that came out immediately because sometimes we there are songs that were very difficult to also for the vocals. It took a lot to get in, also to write the lyrics. But that one and Where the Night, etc. They were very easy, very quick.
Luca, do you want to talk about it at all, or?
Yeah, I think what Pam said, it's totally right. Like also when we play the song live, especially in the middle part, when it sounds a lot like darker and ethereal, my mind goes to a different mindset because it's a pretty chaotic and violent song.
Yeah.
And I think it's the wildest of the set. I don't know. It puts my mind in a different realm than the other part of the set.
Cool, awesome. So I always like to ask this. This is kind of like a thinking question, so you guys can think about it for a minute. Is there anything that you would like to do different on these records, like now that you've had some time to listen to them, or are you happy with that period of time and you're just going to move forward with the new music?
It's interesting. You want to that we say something bad of our baby?
It's not what I said at all.
Nah, I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking.
Yeah, if
In
there's,
my
I just
opinion,
yeah,
I would put the vocals. It's just a taste thing. Like in my opinion, I would like the vocals to be a little bit louder, just a tiny bit. I mean, the record is incredible. I love how it sounds. The vocals are perfect, but just as a taste thing, I would like them to be a tiny bit louder.
No,
But
I think
that's it.
about the mixing and everything because it's me that like to have
Yeah,
the vocals
that's
more
why.
inside. And no, I like everything. There's only one song that
Oh, okay.
and now I can say it to all the world. No, there's one song that I like it, but it was very difficult for me for doing the lyrics, and it's the Diablo and the Snake.
okay.
So that one I like it, but I wish I had more time for thinking more about it. But then I'm happy also about how it came out, the artwork and everything.
Yeah, shout out to Rico who made the
And we
painting.
we will see the next record how it will, because we usually don't plan stuff, so maybe it will be totally different, or we don't know.
Well, I was going to say that the album cover reminds me of all those great 80s thrash metal records. Like, that's what it
Yeah.
reminds. Like, so when I see it, it reminds me like old Sodom, old Creator, old, yeah. See, yeah. So it reminds me of all that stuff, all those old 80s and 90s thrash metal records that I love so much. So when I saw the cover, I was like, oh man, that's freaking awesome. So like, yeah, cool. The only thing I was going to say is on the new record, now maybe I'm an oddball, maybe I'm a weirdo, I'd like the drums to be a little louder. Sometimes they get buried in the mix to me. Like I just want to hear, because the drumming is so intricate at times. So
Yeah. Yeah, Theo is like a madman.
Yeah.
He plays a lot of stuff very fast.
Yeah.
And everything is it's sometimes I don't know how he manages to play that stuff. I mean, one of the first gigs I ever went to was like 16 years ago. And was like a local punk show, and he was playing with his punk band at the time, and I was like, one day I want to play with that guy.
Cool.
Because he was like furious drumming.
Very cool.
And then fast forward 16 years later,
it happened. Yeah,
it happened.
That's awesome. So here's kind of a reflectionary question, and another question I love to ask band members. Let's say you all just said, okay, we're done. This has been the career of Scold. Like, what do you want to be remembered for over this music? Like, what was the one thing that, if somebody said, oh, I love that band because?
I personally would like I would like to be remembered that we are a band that are trying to put really deep political messages like feminism, but not anti-fascism, a lot of really political stuff back to metal, because something I felt that pushed me a little bit away from metal and get more into thrash and punk was that the lack of this metal, this political vibe. So I would say that we are a little band from Italy that are trying to do this, which is big, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Luca, what do you?
Same for me. I think what Pam said, and also that Italians can make good metal records, and only the Swedish.
Not only Swedish and American.
I mean, we all know in America there are cool metal bands. Everybody knows
there are
that.
so many good Italian metal bands. Like, stop.
Yeah, it's true.
Stop, like, you are killing me that you're saying like, oh, there's so
I
much.
mean,
they're getting a lot.
It's full of metal bands, but sometimes I think Italy is not put into account like it should, because it's full of incredible bands. And now the trend is coming back. Like, you get to see more and more young people, like 15 years old, 16 years old, to gigs, and the week later they start a band.
Very cool. So here's one of those thinking questions again, and then I'm gonna kind of start wrapping it up and let you guys talk about a few things. But is there so if you could have a band take one of your songs and make it their own, like, I don't care what band, who would you want to take one of your tracks, rework it, and make it into their sound?
Hey, this is difficult. But it's nice. So one of our songs made by another band.
Yeah, so like, let's say you played them the demo and they said, oh God, can we make this can we put this out? Like, what band would you want it to do it and why?
But we don't play with them.
Right.
We
no. They're
them
gonna interpret your song into their own style.
Okay. I have the answer. No effects.
Yeah, totally.
I have this. Yeah, something totally different, not a metal band.
That Mike would be proud, man. I'm sure he would do it. Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. Luca, anything different or?
No, I think an effect is cool.
Okay, no problem. Cool. So again, my thought process was I want to hear His Hero Is Gone do one of your songs because I just like want them to come back and do it because
Yeah, of course.
I think them working on your music, it would make them what they were becoming, tragedy, basically. Like they would become tragedy in that respect. So because that's basically what they are. Like His Hero Gone became like a more metalized version, and then they became tragedy. That's basically what it was. And that's cool. So I'm going to start wrapping it up here and say, like, over the next 6 months, what's in store for the band? Like shows, anything special?
Shows, lots of shows.
Okay.
Lots of shows.
A lot of shows. Yes. Well, we all work, so playing is like our side activity. But we now, next week on Friday, we are doing the release. So our first show with these records. We are really excited about it. So we are doing a weekend. And then we have a big show on the 21st with an Italian band, I think you know, called Messa.
Yeah.
They played a lot in the States. I'm a big fan of them, so I'm looking forward to this.
They are absolutely amazing.
They're top-notch musicians.
Yeah.
So we are playing with them. Then we have like a lot of shows. We are planning also a summer tour in Europe. And then who knows? We are waiting for offers. Now I would like to do like I never played outside Europe. So one of my dreams is to play outside Europe. So maybe this will be the time. We will see.
Anything else going on? Any new music? Anything else? Any new videos? Anything else happening?
It happens sometime, like we sneak a new riff. But when we finished the record, we said, okay, the next one, we want to take a little bit more time and to rush a little bit less because it was tough at times.
Okay.
We had to beat the nail every time. And
no, I think we are enjoying like the record for the next 6 months until the end of the summer. I think we are playing live. I would like to do another video. Because I have ideas of, so I would like to do another video.
Well, thank you very much for doing this, guys. I appreciate it more than you know.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
This record is phenomenal. The last one was great too. Like, don't have people pass up on the previous record just because the new one's out, because they're both really phenomenal records.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, like I said, I don't do many interviews because I'm kind of particular on the bands that I like. You are my first interview since last November, just so you know. I only do like 3 or 4 interviews a year because I like to take some time. And I've had about 3 weeks of listening to this record, and it just spoke to me. Like, there's not records that speak to me a lot. Your record was one of them. So thank you very much for making it.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's a big honor for us. It's also our first video interview. So
nice. Well, that's great.
Thank you.
So like I always say, the hundreds of people that watch this that I put up, man, don't miss this band. This band is phenomenal. So outside of that, thank you again, Clint from the Doorway 2, hanging out with the members of Scold. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude. Thank you very much.